What's going on, plugins? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how good Kentucky was this season and how far they're going to go in the NCAA tournament. Before we get into this video, make sure you drop a like. And if you're new here, sub to the channel and become a part of the family. Now let's get into the video. When Mark Pope first got hired by Kentucky, it seemed like the program was going to be in a rebuild, top prospects were decommitting, and players were entering the transfer portal. So he had to find a way to quickly turn things around. Kentucky's one of the best programs in college basketball, and they rarely had bad seasons, so it was definitely a little bit of pressure on Mark Pope in year one. Some fans thought Kentucky made a huge mistake hiring him, and some fans thought this was the perfect hire. Now the regular season's over, it's safe to say that Mark Pope was the perfect guy for the job. He proved the doubters wrong and had one of the best seasons in the history of the program. He hit on every player in the transfer portal, and this led to Kentucky in the season with a 22-11 record and 6th place in the SEC. The most impressive thing that Mark Pope did in his first season is that Kentucky had 8 wins against teams that's ranked in the AP top 15. This is a program record, and this is tied for the Division I record. That right there sums up how great his first season was. Now it's time to see if Kentucky can make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. They were able to earn a 3rd seed in the Midwest region, and they would play Troy, who was a 14 seed in the first round. They should be able to handle business in advance. I know some Kentucky fans have nightmares from last season after losing in the first round, but this would be a better outcome, and they're going to be fine. In the second round, they'll most likely play Illinois, and this could be a problem for Kentucky. They have 2 really good freshman scorers that could go off, and Kentucky has some players that are injured, but we'll talk about that later on in the video. In the Sweet 16, we could see Kentucky versus Tennessee for the 3rd time this season. Kentucky has already beat them both times in the regular season. This time around, it won't be an easy win for Kentucky, but I do believe they can beat them for the 3rd time. Or we can see Kentucky versus UCLA. That'll be an interesting matchup. I got Kentucky making it all the way to the Sweet 16, maybe the Elite 8. Making it to the Sweet 16 will be a phenomenal season for Kentucky. It's a few things that can stop Kentucky from making a deep run in the NCAA tournament. The most obvious is injuries. They already lost Jackson Robinson for the season, and this is a big blow for the team. He was averaging 13 points per game. He's one of their best 3-point shooters, so having a player like him right now will be nice, but Kentucky has won a lot of games without him, which is a good sign. Kirk Harisu is the team's backup point guard. He hasn't played since December 7th due to a foot injury. He's out for the season. He was a solid player coming off the bench, and he brought a lot of energy for them when he played. Lamont Butler, who's a starting point guard, he's been battling a shoulder injury these last few games, and he re-aggravated the injury against Oklahoma in the SEC tournament, and he missed the following game. Mark Pope has stated he'll play in the first round, so this is great news for Kentucky fans. Kentucky definitely needs him out there. I believe he's their best two-way player on the team, very good on-ball defender and a solid scorer, and he also has a lot of experience playing in the NCAA tournament, so he knows what it takes to win games at this level. He'll be a big reason why they make a deep run. So Kentucky not being at full strength could hurt them. Another thing that can be a problem is defense. Kentucky gives up a lot of points, and opponents' field goal percentages are good when they're playing them. On the bright side, Kentucky has one of the best offenses in college basketball, and they have a bunch of players that can score. They have 5 players averaging over 10 points per game. I'm expecting a player like Otega Owe to put the team on his back and will Kentucky to some wins. He's their leading scorer, averaging 16 points per game. He has shown he's a clutch player. He has made a few game-winning shots this season. He's going to have a big March Madness. How far do you think Kentucky will go in the NCAA tournament? Do you think injuries will hurt Kentucky and have an early exit? Drop your opinions in the comments, drop a like on the video, and sub to the channel. Turn on post notifications so you know when I post. I'm dropping a lot of videos for March Madness. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Till next time.